Hey y'all, welcome back to the Art Alliance. It's your boy Evan here from the Cartoon Block.
Hi, I'm James the Box Office Artist, and excited to be a part of the Art Alliance.
Welcome back, Art Alliance. I'm White Manga.
Welcome back, Art Alliance. I'm Flo.
Welcome back, Art Alliance. Today, the Art Alliance is gonna take their old art. We found a ton of our old art, and we are gonna redraw it. Hey, also, I'm announcing the Copic marker giveaway at the end of the video, so make sure you guys are there for that. Now, before we get started, let me introduce a new guest member real quick. YT Manga. He created a little introduction, and what's going on? Okay. This is awkward. Okay, I guess we'll move on. Now, as I was saying...
Hey guys, this is White Manga here. I am a published creator. I've published several books, Apple Black being one of them, and Picasso. The first 2 volumes of Apple Black are already out. I'm also a YouTuber here, and I do a lot of tutorials, a lot of fun art stuff, giveaways, art contests, and art challenges, and sometimes updates of my comics. And I also teach people how to make comics of their own, especially if you're into like manga type stuff. And I'll say that that's the overall general theme of what my channel is, but I do Western stuff as well. And I have tutorials on how to use certain tools, Photoshop, or more traditional tools like Copic markers, Sakura Micron inking pens, and I've done several illustrations and teaching people or subscribers how to do all sorts of stuff. I'm really happy to be a part of this episode and for you guys having me as a guest, and I'm excited to get into it.
So everybody say welcome to this new guest member. He might be joining in other videos, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our first redrawing.
Yeah, so check it out. This drawing is just whacked out of me just drawing some chick in a bikini, and I called her Betty Bongas because she had big old boobs and stuff like that. Who knows where I got that idea from? You know, kids, we soak up everything from all over the whatever is around us and stuff like that. But let me go ahead and play this video, and I want you guys to listen to me very carefully on the things that I did to improve. Let me go ahead and click play right now. So I'm just drawing here, and the thing that I'm doing here is putting in a gesture pose. That's the biggest thing that I took away from my years of being in art school and working in the animation industry. The gesture is the most important thing that you can have in your drawing. It's above having any detail, anatomy, muscles, all that cool stuff that people think will make your drawing better. That's not true. It is a gesture. So that's something I didn't know as a kid. And the drawing idea was a drawing idea back when I was 11 years old. So you can see here that I, after years of studying art and just constant repetition, I make sure that I put a frame down on the body, and I'm very loose. That's another important thing that you want to remember when it comes to your drawings and things like that. You want to go ahead and make sure that you have like a under construction on your frame and on the body. And the thing that made me actually improve over time was just repetition, 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 repetition. I can't stress that enough. You can attend art school, but art school won't show you the, it won't help you improve greatly. The only thing that will help you improve greatly, which what was in my case, was just drawing over and over again. So this bad drawing of mine when I was a kid, I mean, I want to say it's a bad drawing, but then again, for what I knew at that time, it's actually a good drawing. You know, no one knows everything, you know, when you're first starting out and learning how to become an artist. So, and I just learned those things over time by taking figure drawing classes. That's a big thing I took in college to learn how to fine tune and focus in on certain details in the anatomy and the structure of the human body. I mean, you can always draw for fun, and I highly encourage that. You always should draw for fun. But at the same time, you do want to go ahead and do actual studies of the human body. And here, you know, redrawing this old childhood drawing is after years of studying the female body and drawing it enough times, I can now confidently draw it and feel good about it. You know, she's not just some cardboard cutout figure, you know, and but no, I gave her now, I know more about form, the female figure, and then how to dress it, add details. On my old childhood drawing, she really didn't have any details, you know, no decoration or anything like that. And but yeah, in this more up-to-date, this redrawing of that Betty Bongas, you can see the things that I've learned over the years and things that would help make a drawing better.
I'm Flo, and for this challenge I chose to recreate this old drawing of mine. I made it when I was 11 years old, and I recreated this still life of fruit and a glass of water in Procreate. What I did to improve my drawing skills is practice a lot. I spent hours and hours drawing when I was a kid and also as a grown-up. I traced drawings from coloring books as a kid, and I bought a lot of books, read them, recreated the drawings in them, and I watched my proteins and carbs. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, went to cgsociety.org, watched all the artwork from amazing artists. I also really enjoyed reading ImagineFX. It's a great magazine about digital art and also some traditional art. I'm not sponsored by ImagineFX, by the way. But yeah, great magazine with a lot of tutorials, and that really helped me along the way to improve my skills. So if you want to improve your drawing skills, I'd really recommend to just practice a lot. Even if you only have like 10 minutes a day, grab those 10 minutes, but yeah, just grab them and just draw every day. Even if it's just 10 minutes, you will see yourself improving. Just go check out your drawing from today and compare it to last week's drawing or last month's drawing, and you will see how you improve. Great way, just practice. You can do it.
Now this was a little bit of a struggle because where I'm from, it was pretty difficult to find the artwork I did as a kid, any childhood artwork, because I'm originally from Nigeria, and so most of it I just couldn't find. I didn't scan, you know. So this was like the furthest back illustration that I could find, and it's from 2008. Posted it on Facebook, honestly. But the sketch itself, I think, was still pretty okay, but the anatomy was a little off. The drawing was a little stiff. So over the years, I worked really hard on trying to come up with more dynamic poses, more depth to them, maybe coming towards the camera a little more foreshortening and stuff like that. And I think that usually makes the illustrations much more interesting. And here with the line art, I don't think I scanned it properly. There's certain ways you can scan it to just really drive and just get the line art itself. Here I scanned it weird and I scanned it with color, so some of the lines are looking a little wonky. And then when I was putting in the color, you can kind of see some like spots that are not covered completely in the illustration. And there's certain things I could have done to make it better, like maybe making the illustration multiply, changing the blending mode to multiply. That way the coloring can go through the paper easily. Here it was like I was just slapping it on and I didn't really have the concept of layers. So first things first, I worked on my anatomy, trying to make illustrations more dynamic, more interesting, the poses more engaging, adding more depth to it. With the clothing here, it's actually inspired by my old school uniform, but I put that in again. So you can call it, let's just call this illustration Old Boy. But then I put the clothing on him and try to make it a little stylish, representative of this, you know, bad boy character that we got here. But then I even took it a step further with this new illustration and maybe opened the shirt, didn't even knot the tie, you know, make him a little more, again, just a little more interesting. I think is also great to see. I think compared to what it was before, it's also much better looking in my opinion. I kept the hair more realistic. I didn't like what I did with the hair, so again, I worked on anatomy, I worked on hair, I worked on again anatomy of the face, getting that, having a better understanding of that. And then after getting that out the way, really I drew any pose I thought was dynamic and interesting. I basically copied it and drew it and tried to figure out a way to draw it even without looking, and then timed myself. And over the years I got better with practice and having illustrations of my own, completed illustrations of my own. And then I did the same thing for Photoshop. And you can use any online internet in this digital age is your best friend. So any online resource I could find to learn anatomy, learn Photoshop, YouTube videos, all that good stuff, it helped me get to where I wanted to be. So with this illustration, giving it more tone, you can see that in the old one, he's supposed to be in this red, misty, dark place, and it doesn't reflect on the character himself. And here, with the main illustration, I changed that, and there are ways to change that. I have several more in-depth tutorials if you're interested in that and how to cell shade with this anime style. And I think that's what I wanted to do initially as a kid, but I didn't know how to do it, and now that's what I'm doing here for this illustration. So adding shadows, giving it tone. He's in this red-like place, so making him red, putting some highlights that will just make him pop out a little more than maybe are not necessarily red, but just help the character come towards us a little better. A really quick, easy background drawing. A new adaptation of the red mist in the background, put a blur on it, and then put a certain filter over the whole illustration to make it feel more like an anime shot, like a shot from a screen, which is what I was going for.
Hey guys, this is Zach, also known as ZHC. The drawing I did was around 5 years ago, so I've always had a lot of trouble drawing machinery and stuff, which is why I chose an Iron Man to redraw. Honestly, I still think it's pretty hard to draw, but you guys will see me do it for a second time 5 years later. Okay, so let me tell you guys a little bit about how I improved. So a lot of people know me as a person who improves really fast, and a few tips that you guys have probably heard before. One is you gotta practice a lot. Practice every single day. I think I kind of took it to the extreme. I wanted to prove to some people how fast you could actually improve. I believe that you'll get better if you just draw every day. You can do a little bit every day, it's totally fine, but I feel like the hours really add up. So what I did for the last 4 years was I drew 5 to 10 hours, somewhere around there, like every single day for 4 years straight, and I started improving a lot. You're not gonna see your art improve from one day to the next, but if you take progress pictures like I always do, you're gonna see that your art is improving a lot over the period of time. And yeah, I just want to emphasize you got to practice a lot, and the things you actually want to practice, especially for figures. I think most people ask me about drawing figures. You want to break it down into the simplest forms. Yeah. Most people I see, they start drawing the outlines of the body. Let's say I'm over here, they draw the outlines over here, and they're done with that. What I really want to emphasize is the actual structure and the foundation on what you draw upon. So let's say I have an arm over here. Instead of just drawing the outline of my arm, I would go ahead and make like a circle, or in this case a sphere, for my shoulder. And you want to think of these as three-dimensional shapes. So here for the shoulder, you've got some kind of rectangle or a cylinder for your arm, and you kind of just break the body down using that instead of just drawing the outlines. That's something I really strongly believe in. And another thing I really like to focus on is line weights. So wherever there's like an underside curve, I always make the line thicker, and when it reaches the light, I make it very, very thin, and sometimes I even break it up. So line weight can bring a lot of dimension to your drawings. I always like to add heavy shadows, but it's definitely not necessary. Another thing I would suggest is you look on Google Images, you find a couple of artists you really like. For me, the artists I found David Finch, I found Jim Lee, I found Stephen Platt, and I also found a ton of other artists that I really like. I try to learn from them as much as possible. What I did was I looked at their art, I tried to imitate it, and then after I try to imitate their art, I put away the reference and try to incorporate it into my own style. So now my style is like slightly a mixture of the things I like, and then I just push away the things I don't like, and it'll develop into your style. Not everyone has the time to practice and do all this. So if you don't want to study other people's art and you want to go for something else, I suggest just looking at real life. You can look at nature. And one last very important tip I really want to get across is go outside, go into nature, draw some trees, draw some plants, because all the curves and lines fall naturally in the world around you, and it makes your art a lot more dynamic than before, and your lines will just flow better. I don't know how to say it properly, but it just feels nicer afterwards, and your figures become more dynamic. And yeah, that's how I improved.
So that's it, and here's the finished drawing. Betty's gotten better over the years, so she hasn't aged too bad at all then. But I hope you guys like it, and the biggest thing, like I said, is to make sure you go ahead and study the female form, the human body, take figure drawing classes, and just repetition, and just focus on different body parts, and those things will help you becoming better artists over time. Just keep doing it, keep doing it, and keep doing it. And also, one more important thing, don't worry about if your drawing is good or bad. The more you draw, you'll automatically improve.
Thank you so much for watching this new Art Alliance video. More videos will be coming up soon, other challenges and cool stuff we'll be doing together with you. So subscribe to our channels and we'll be seeing you soon.
And I think at the end of the day, I like what we've come up with, and it was just a lot of years of practice of understanding how Photoshop works, how layers work, how to sense of color theory, understanding how anatomy works much better than I did back then. Yeah, and that's how we've landed on this illustration we got here. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little spew, and thank you for watching.
I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope the tips from the Art Alliance really helped you, kind of gave you some inspiration and some ideas, and I hope you guys can apply it to your art. Anyways, we'll have more Art Alliance videos coming for you guys really soon. Let me know down in the comments if you have any suggestions for us, if you want us to try art challenges, if you want Q&As. What do you guys want us to do next? And the winner of the Copic marker giveaway, drumroll please, it's RDX Tech 4. Congratulations, you just won yourself 3 Copic markers. I'll be doing a lot more giveaways very soon, and I have my 100,000 subscriber giveaway coming up. And with that being said, we are the Art Alliance, you guys are the Art Alliance. We will see you guys all next time.
Okay guys, till next time, peace.
Bye.